Hey guys, it's Courtney AKA Travel Teach coming at you today on this beautiful sunny day with some new fresh content about the interview system on PalFish. So, why do I think the interview system is great? Well, first off, in October 2018, PalFish changed their system. So now, instead of having to do a face-to-face interview with an interviewer, you get to do this lesson by yourself. And while there are some cons to that system, I think that this system is great because it gives you more flexibility. You can schedule your interview for any time that you're available. This kind of takes out the having to schedule during Beijing time and having to be face-to-face with a person. Another thing that I think it really helps with is that it makes the interview less nerve-wracking. When I interviewed, if you watched my other videos, you already know this story, but whenever I interviewed, actually, the interviewer acted like a 5-year-old child and wouldn't tell me her name. So I had to spend at least 1 to 2 minutes of that 15 minutes that I got to try to get her to tell me her name and show her examples of how I can get her to tell me her name. And in the end, she didn't tell me her name. So I think that not having an interviewer there, not having a real person there, helps you in your lessons to be able to focus on the positive things and to focus as if the child was having perfectly good behavior. Why do I think this is less nerve-wracking? As you might know, if you have taught classes before or interacted with children, sometimes you're going to get children that have really good behavior and sometimes you're going to get children that don't have good behavior. So why is this less nerve-wracking? Well, you know what to expect in this interview process and during your trial. You know that you're not going to have any behavior problems. So this gives you a better chance to focus on the positive things and to show the person who is watching in HR, to show them that you understand how to teach a lesson and how to conduct yourself during the lesson without the behavior issues. So I think these two things are really great in the new interview process. Another thing that's great about the new interview process is that it gives you the opportunity for specific feedback. So if you pass your interview, you're not going to get a lot of feedback. Pass is enough, right? We just want to hear that we were successful. But if you didn't pass your interview, you will get specific feedback about why you didn't pass, how long you need to wait to reapply, and what you can do better next time. This is really important because I do think it's really necessary for me, in my opinion, to give at least 1 month to yourself to improve, to look up some new strategies. Maybe you're not familiar with an online classroom, or maybe you're not familiar with some of the things I'm about to talk about that you should do before your interview. So maybe you just went in and just wanted to try and see what's up and see if you can pass. That's fine if that's your style, but if you don't pass, you can understand why you didn't pass and what you can improve on before next time. So before the interview, one thing that is crucial that you've got to do is you have to prepare your backdrop. You can see my backdrop is pretty simple. I have the PalFish Kids sign, I have a little PalFish here, I have a fish, a parrot, and up there is a rabbit. These are 3 of the animals that you will be teaching about in trial lessons. And these are actually from one of the teachers on PalFish, teacher Wanda. She's great, does great illustrations. Actually, my background is not what your background should look like. Another thing to do before your interview is to do a voice warm-up. Whether that's A-E-I-O-U or Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. I think it's important to get your voice warmed up and to get your tone right, your pitch right, and to also slow down your speed. I know myself, and when I get nervous, I talk super fast. But it's so important that every word you say during your demo lesson is enunciated properly and you have the right volume and the right tone to be talking to a child. So you don't want to sound like a robot, and you also don't want to sound like you're angry. You want to sound friendly. You want to sound welcoming. These are super important for passing your interview. The third piece of advice that I would like to give you before your interview is to put notes around your device. Whether that's your smartphone or whether that's a tablet, if you just use a few Post-it notes and post them around your tablet to show the transitions of the different phases that you have to go through. These phases are very explicit on PalFish's website once you sign up for the interview, and you will understand how to move properly through those through using transitions if you use Post-it notes around your device. And this helps you to make eye contact with the camera at all times. And, you know, of course you can glance up or glance to the side at your notes, but you should have eye contact most of the time with your camera, and it prevents you from doing it like this if you have your notes written down, right? Looking up and looking around is very important during your interview. Another thing that's crucial before your interview is to outline interesting things about yourself. So you'll have to make a self-introduction before you start your lesson. So for me, it's important to state your name, where you're from, what your experience is with kids, and I would tell one interesting fact about you. This makes you stand out to HR, and this is crucial if you think about how many of these videos they are watching every day. If you tell something interesting about you or interesting about your teaching experience or your experience with children, I feel like you would be a shoo-in. So what exactly do I mean about interesting experience? Well, let's think about that. What could be a crucial moment or a pivotal moment in your teaching career or in your experience with children? Whether you had a deep connection with one child or you had, a turning moment of experience, I would take about 30 seconds of your interview to talk about that. So find something that's interesting about yourself and that will make you stand out to HR. Instead of just saying, "Hi, I'm Courtney. Okay, let's start the lesson." That's not really a great introduction, right? They want to know a little bit more about you and what could make your classroom a special experience. Another thing that you should do before your interview is to think about how you would teach a child to draw a circle. So in the interview, this is one of the steps that you're going to have to complete, how to draw a circle. In my own experience, the best way would be to draw a circle on the slide, and then say, "Circle, circle, circle." Finger. Touch, touch, touch. Circle, circle. If the child doesn't understand that, then I would go to my secondary device and to draw a circle. Show them on the screen. You can even bring up, a specific application that will help you to draw the circle. Or if you have your own way, if you have something that you think is unique and that would definitely help the child to understand how to draw a circle, use that. That's going to make you stand out, right? Okay, the last thing and the most obvious thing, I think, is to practice the slides. Know the slides that you're talking about. Think about how you would explain those slides. Your interview should last about 15 minutes, so you need to think about the timing, how you're going to go through those slides, how much you're going to spend on each slide, and at what point you're going to reward the child, because you do need to also use the reward system, which PalFish's reward system is through stars. Okay, so again, before your interview, prepare your backdrop, do a voice warm-up. Make notes of your transitions around your device. Outline interesting things about yourself. Think about how you would draw a circle and practice the slides. So these are my 6 steps for preparing yourself for PalFish's interview. If you have more questions or you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. And remember to like and subscribe, because I'm going to have more information about the new interview system coming soon. Okay, guys? Okay, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, let me know if you have any other comments or questions. See you later.